And our next guest is not only instrumental, but he's also a personal friend. Roger, you were getting ready?
Yeah.
I met him years ago, love him. He's host of the Joe Citizen Show. But I know him as Roger Homefield. Please give him a round, warm applause.
Hi, everybody. It's always nice to see friends, and that really is what makes it easiest to come to these events. You know, we've got a really great opportunity in Florida. We have an amazing, the fact that the odds are so steep make it that much greater an opportunity, right, Tom?
Yeah.
We have a chance to really have an impact and really make a difference. We have an opportunity in Florida to lead America getting back on her feet, standing tall. You know, months ago, Reverend Dozier, he spoke of David and Goliath. And Reverend Dozier pointed out that we all need to become Davids. Each one of us needs to be David, of David and Goliath. Well, you know who was one of the very first Davids to come out of the gate right after 9/11, right out of the gate? One of the first Davids to come out. Joe is way ahead of the curve, and he has been winning battles and fighting an unpopular fight for all of us ever since. He's fighting the fight where you talk about serious facts and dangers we face and you get laughed at. And he's persevered since 9/11. And he's never wavered. You know, years ago, Joe Kaufman, he was holding a rally. The first rally I ever went to was protesting CARE, giving, I believe it was CARE that was giving their annual fundraiser at the Broward Convention Center. And then the CARE supporters, for whatever reason, they were on our corner. They started advancing towards the speaker's podium. Well, Joe Kaufman grabbed a sign, he ran to the front, stood in front of the advancing protesters to block them from coming forward. Well, I naturally joined Joe, and the supporters, they were physically pushing us, and they were brazen enough to whisper in my ear, "Touch me, and we will sue you." The speaker that Joe Kaufman was rushing to the front lines to protect from the advancing crowd was Alan West.
Oh.
Way before I had ever heard of Alan West, Joe was promoting him. Now, our local politicians, they think it's fine to do business as usual with CARE, whether it's CARE's in Davies Adopt a Street sign, or whether they want to appoint a terrorist supporters to the Broward County Diversity Committee. They think by having terrorists on the Diversity Committee, this makes them hip and diverse. Our local politicians have completely lost their minds. Joe Kaufman, it's been Joe Kaufman who has fought and won many of our battles for us, exposing Islamic extremists. He's been doing things nobody else we wouldn't have even known about half of this stuff if Joe Kaufman wasn't shedding light on this. So Joe Kaufman, he has to fight the enemies that the original David and Goliath did. He not only has to fight Goliath, no. It's not enough for him to fight Goliath. He also has to fight our own stinking, rotten anti-American administration that we have with this president. Yeah. He has to fight our own misguided Islamophobic big media. Now let me clarify that. They invented this word Islamophobe to put all of you back in your defensive, and it's all a bunch of horse dung. Okay? The only true Islamophobes in this country, Mr. Trento, correct me if I'm wrong, is big media. Big media is so frightened of Islam, apparently, that not only will they not do their research and report it to us, but they leap up as soon as anybody like Tom Trento or Joe Kaufman stands up to criticize Islam. Not only do they not have the balls to criticize Islam, but they're so frightened of Islam, they won't even allow Joe Kaufman or anybody else to criticize Islam. They don't want us to have free speech.
You tell them,
Yes.
Do we? So what we have is the media drinking Islamic taqiyya, not the Kool-Aid, but Islamic taqiyya, and they blindly believe, and then they champion anything the Islamists say. Any syllable out of Nizar Hanzi's word, they're on their hands and knees writing it down, writing it in stone. It's unbelievable. Do we need to be reminded of the 9/11 terrorists who lived and whined and dined right here in Hollywood, Florida? Well, Debbie Wasserman Schultz didn't even know who the hell CARE was until a few years ago. And, one would think that we'd be sensitive to the issue of terrorism, considering our location. But no. Debbie Wasserman Schultz and the entire Democratic bloc are oblivious, willfully blind, or perhaps just plain complicit. So on one side, we have Debbie Wasserman Schultz, We have Obama and his rogue administration, the Department of Injustice, Islamic groups like CARE, Occupy Wall Street, and other enemies of America. And they've attacked the Tea Party. They've attacked citizens like Joe Kaufman, and they've attacked others like Danita Cullen that they have deemed Islamophobes on their list. They've attacked Alan West, and they've attacked Joe Kaufman. So the lines couldn't be clearer than they are. I mean, really, with those two sides, whose side do you want to be on? Yeah. You know, it's 2012, and we in Florida still have a pre-9/11 mindset, and we will continue to have a pre-9/11 mindset as long as we have alleged leaders like Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Obama. So, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Kaufman not only gets it, but he gets it extremely correct. That's right, Joe Kaufman is extremely positioned apart from Debbie Wasserman Schultz because he gets it extremely correct. And Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the Obama administration, and big media get it extremely wrong. So there is no other position to have with them. We've got the opportunity in November to take the lead in taking America back, preserving our Judeo-Christian values, even our most basic rights of freedom of speech. So please, whatever we do, speak out, speak up, speak often, and don't back down. Yes. Joe Kaufman's expertise and support will be welcomed and needed by Alan West. We'll see you all in November.
Yes.
No citizen for president.
Thank you, Roger.
Roger.